Christine Brennan of the Washington Post has written that Antonio Brown should sit down right now, that the NFL should just take him out and put him on the exempt list, because the exempt list is this created purgatory for guys who are bringing you bad optics. It's not, I know that many of you are saying to yourselves, especially in a predominantly male audience, wait a minute, it's innocent until proven guilty. They're allowed to investigate it. It can't just be a charge, even if it's a civil lawsuit. But the exempt list basically exists as a purgatory for players who can be paid but are too hot in terms of bad image to have playing on Sunday and having that conversation dominate your image and business all week.
Shouldn't she want the NFL to speak to the alleged victim, to speak to Antonio Brown, to speak to all sides before we decide to sit him down?
Stugotz, that's going to take time. She's getting married. The alleged victim is getting married. She said she'll talk to the NFL next week. So that's, what do you do in the interim is the question. And she's saying the exempt list is the place where you put your public relations problems.
I understand that, but up until a couple of days ago, all the stuff Antonio Brown did, unprofessional, but we were laughing about it. We were joking about it. This is obviously very, very serious, and I would like for the NFL, I think the right way to do this is talk to the alleged victim, talk to Antonio Brown. Doesn't matter how long it takes. And once you,
what about now, Stugotz? What about today? What about this Sunday? Like, yes, take your time with an investigation. Of course, always get as many facts as you can. But what do you do in the interim? That could be a 3-month investigation.
It could be, but doesn't Antonio Brown, doesn't any player deserve to have that investigation be completed before we just decide to sit him down and not let them work?
Stugotz, the exempt list pays them. This is the part. They're paid not to work.
Dan,
you're taking away something that they care about, but it exists for this, Stugotz. I'm not even agreeing with Christine Brennan. I don't want football in the middle of all this nonsense, but that's their thing. They've become the morals police, and that list was invented. That's a strategic invention. That thing didn't exist to put exactly this kind of problem of, what do I do? People keep talking about this, and what do I have? I'm again a league that beats up women and rapes them because another guy is in the news with this. That's what it exists for. I don't like it. I want innocent till proven guilty. I want to be able to go through a trial and everything else before things start being punished on anyone in this country. But football did this to itself by becoming the morals police and specifically creating this purgatory where we want to hide you over here so people will stop talking about this radioactive thing until we've done that investigation. That's the argument that she's making. I know many in our audience would be sitting here saying, no, innocent till proven guilty. It can't be he said, she said, even though statistically those rape crimes by large percentages are not dishonest claims, because this isn't fun. This woman's getting married.
Right.
How is this a fun time to be experiencing all of this?
It's a terrible time. There's no good time to experience any of this, whatever she's going through right now, if indeed she is telling the truth about what happened.
No, even what you're seeing on television right now is Drew Rosenhaus came in here yesterday to not answer a single question except say money grab. He made sure to get that on television. Money grab. That's what's happening to her right now. That is the punishment that comes with putting some of this unseemly stuff in the light in front of a male audience that largely feels entitled to objectifying women and worse.
But, Dan, if anyone was accused of that, wouldn't anyone hey, I'm all for the NFL. If they do their investigation and they decide that Antonio Brown was guilty of something and he never plays another snap in the NFL again, then good. I'm good with that. I am totally fine with that. But let's get the information first. I think that's fair, and I think everyone's entitled to that.
But, you keep making the same point, and I keep telling you that football has decided it wants to be ahead of the law on these matters. It's created an infrastructure to deal with this stuff. While you can argue on that behalf, football has told you, no, we have a higher authority. We have a higher standard than the legal system when it comes to this stuff. We have, on many occasions now, not waited for innocent until proven guilty and just not like that somebody is a problem in our hands and we can't deal with the image of, hey, our players literally beat women and children.
Do you think that any portion of him going on the exempt list or not going on the exempt list has to do with the way his contract's structured? because he's paid, but a lot of his salary is performance-based. So if they sit him out for 3 or 4 weeks, he can't get the numbers to get paid. And then what do you do with the Players Association? Because I'm sure there's going to be some sort of grievance filed on his behalf if they're not letting him play to get his money.
Well, but this is the problem. You say a grievance, but this stuff should all be collectively bargained. This was invented by a commissioner who has the power to do this stuff. It was given to him, and they keep fighting it in court. It's one of the reasons the Players Union has such a publicly bad relationship with the commissioner, but the commissioner took this power. Man, Goodell came to this power because he does stuff like this. He was doing it 10 years ago to the Bengals. It's how he got famous is, no, I'm not waiting until innocent, until proven guilty. I have this power. I'm the authority. My employees in this America, in this league, will not stain my shield. And so they invented all of this for this situation. And he's still out there. And I understand why Christine Brennan of the Washington Post would be writing that, even though I would side with all of the things that Stugotz is saying, that any of us in this situation would already feel bad about the fact that we were being smeared, if it's not true, and on top of that would be experiencing everything that's happening now to our name.
But why do you think he's still out there? Like, why do you think he's practicing?
Because they don't know what to do with him.
Right.
I think this stuff is very hard because of all these conversations. They make it yet more news if they put him on the exempt list, and you're out here making the argument. Now it's all of a sudden everyone on sports television is having the domestic abuse and rape conversation, and you're taking sides on an issue and making it the thing that carries us through the news stream till Sunday's games again can offer the reprieve.